Sonic Origins. I'm excited, you're excited, everyone's excited. Except, what if there was a 3D Sonic Origins? You see, one of the inevitable questions that's going to be asked after the Sonic Origins trailer is if we'll ever get any more Sonic ports. And if so, what will it be? I mean, they can go down a variety of directions. They still got a bunch of Dimps titles that haven't been ported, the adventure titles, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Generations. There's so many games that need ports because we can't play a lot of these. So starting to port some of Sonic's 3D titles seem like the natural first step after Sonic Origins, because a lot of these are just stuck on old hardware and is currently unable to be played. So I, and many others, want another Sonic Origins that focuses on the 3D games rather than the 2D games. The kind of idea that I'm thinking about is Sonic Origins being Sonic's version of Super Mario All-Stars. Super Mario All-Stars was a 16-bit collection of the original Mario games that eventually got a spiritual successor with a collection that focused on Mario's 3D games. Now, despite your opinions on Super Mario 3D All-Stars, at the end of the day, this was a collection that brought some much-needed titles to modern hardware. And that is what Sonic needs, in my opinion. There's just too much of Sonic's history that is not available to people today. I mean, you want to bring in fans to the series, why not port some of your older games so they can play them, you know? And some of you may not see a problem with Sonic having a lack of ports, but I recall being able to play Sonic's entire history on the Nintendo Wii. And that was because that game had backwards compatibility, which means you could put GameCube games into the Wii and play them. So, to put that into perspective, during the Wii era for Sonic, you had all of the GameCube games for Sonic and all of the Wii games for Sonic available to be played by anyone who is interested in the series. So that meant that you had access to Sonic Mega Collection, which had all the classic Sonic games, Sonic Gems Collection, which had all of the obscure titles on the Game Gear and Sega CD. You had the Sonic Adventure titles with Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, so that's obviously important. Then you had Sonic Colors. Then you had the Sonic Riders games with Sonic Riders and Riders Zero Gravity, Sonic Unleashed, and then finally you had the storybook games with Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic and the Secret Rings, and that's not even counting the Mario and Sonic games and all of the other weird, obscure spin-off titles that was also there. You quite legitimately had everything on the Nintendo Wii and GameCube. Sure, you didn't have the HD versions of Sonic Unleashed and Sonic 06 and Sonic Generations, but everything else was on the Wii and GameCube, and you could play it all on one console. We don't really have any of that. We just have newer Sonic games, which isn't a bad thing, but it's still a missed opportunity. So why not make a Sonic 3D Origins, giving the world a way to play the older 3D Sonic titles? It only makes sense, right? Well, at least I think so. But what will this hypothetical collection contain? A lot of people would say something like the Sonic Adventure games or Sonic Unleashed. But there is a slight issue with re-releasing Sonic Unleashed as a part of the Sonic 3D Origins collection. And it's the fact that Sonic Unleashed wasn't a part of Sonic's origin. If the collection is named Sonic 3D Origins, you would think it would have all of the original 3D Sonic games, right? So, as much as I would absolutely love a Sonic Unleashed port, I just don't think it makes enough sense. Although, I will say I am completely down for a Sonic Unleashed port. Like, put that on modern hardware for 20 bucks, I'll buy it instantly. 40 bucks, I'll still buy it. 60 bucks, I'm still probably gonna buy it. I'm kind of a loser, but you know what? I need my Sonic Unleashed. I want to play it. But I think these Sonic Adventure titles has some potential in Sonic 3D Origins. Those games haven't received any ports for quite some time now, and the only authentic way you can actually play those games is through Steam or backwards compatibility on Xbox consoles. So pretty much Nintendo fans and PlayStation fans are being excluded from the availability of playing these games. And that's no good. These Sonic Adventure titles were a very important part of Sonic's history, and they deserve to be played, so it only makes sense to put them in 3D Sonic Origins. Now, there is a big issue with this idea, and it's the fact that the adventure titles, let's be fair, hasn't aged the best in some areas. And if we just do a raw port of the adventure games, critics are going to tear that to pieces. And you can't really have that with a brand. Like, for example, if Sega put the same amount of effort into Sonic 3D Origins as much as they did with Sonic Origins, we could have a very optimal way of playing Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. The first thing that comes to mind is the Sonic Adventure Dreamcast conversion mod. That mod makes the game feel the opposite of outdated. It actually feels ahead of its time in like every single way. It may just be placebo, but I feel like the Dreamcast conversion mod fixed more than just the graphics. Either that or the Xbox port is completely garbage, because I went back to play the Xbox 360 port, and let me tell you, it is not good at all. A lot of the levels have parts that just don't function right. I'll be playing Speed Highway in that game, and I'll just randomly fly off the pathway that I'm running on. And it's really annoying. Like, bro, I was just flabbergasted playing that port. And what makes it worse is that whenever I play the Steam port with the Dreamcast conversion mod, Speed Highway has no issues at all. I don't just randomly fly off the map, and it functions greatly. But I'm telling you, bro, I am not crazy. There is something wrong with that Xbox port. Every time I play it, the levels just don't function right. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I just don't like it. It's complete garbage. So maybe from that, Sega could possibly contact the developer of the Dreamcast conversion mod and work out a deal to get a port of that into the collection. I mean, it is apparent that Sega is fine working with fans, so I don't think this idea is too far-fetched. They can even add a few twists to the port that makes the game more worth the money, like being able to skip Amy, Big, and Gamma's story. Little things like that. Maybe make Supersonic playable within the original levels. You don't know. They could make some pretty cool stuff with this port. Now, the next game we gotta talk about is Sonic Adventure 2. And for this game, I think there's a little bit less work to do than Sonic Adventure 1. For that game, I would just kinda improve the Knuckles Emerald Hunt stages by fixing the radar, because the radar in that game just kinda sucks. It's fine for the first half of the game, but the second half just ruins the Knuckles and Rouge stages for me. I mean, at the very least, they should make it optional for the radar to track all of the emeralds, because one emerald at a time is just too tedious, man. I can't do that, bro. And other than that, I think I would add some really cool content to the Chow Garden. Maybe give us a trading option. Maybe allow us to visit other people's Chow Gardens. I don't know, they can do a lot more cool stuff with the Chow Garden that they just haven't done yet. Also, make Supersonic playable within the levels. I have to say that again, because the adventure games missed out on that, and they never made Supersonic playable within levels until Sonic Colors, which is, that's crazy to think about. Alright. It's time to talk about the game. You know the game. You know the game I'm gonna mention next. It's Sonic Heroes. Yes, it is Sonic Heroes. I'm gonna be honest with you boys, and if you're a consistent viewer of my channel, you already know this, but I do not like Sonic Heroes. I think it's a complete mess of a game, and I don't like playing it at all. So to be frank, when it comes to improving this game, I don't think you can really do it. I feel like it's too far gone. Like, it can't be helped. There's just certain parts about this game that you just can't fix. Like, you can't just redesign the level design. Bars. So all I can say to do for this one is polish it up where you can, but when you're done, just release it with the collection. I'm probably not gonna play it as much. I don't like Sonic Heroes at all, but I know how much people love this game, and it does kinda belong in this collection, so I'll let it stay. I'm not gonna play it much though. My main playtime will be with Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2, because those games are goated. You know, in videos like this where I talk a lot of smack about Sonic Heroes, I feel kinda bad about it, and I just want you guys to know, that's my opinion. I'm not forcing this opinion on anyone else. Alright, Sonic Heroes is an important game to the franchise. It is an important part of Sonic's history. It was the first multi-plat mainline Sonic game, so it kinda needs to be in this collection. It's very important. I'm fine if you guys like Sonic Heroes. There is nothing wrong with that. That is your opinion. But me personally, not the biggest fan of it, as you guys know. So in conclusion, I think a Sonic 3D Origins collection with Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and Sonic Heroes would be pretty dope. I think that'd make a solid collection if it has some fixes to certain things in these games. Unfortunately, I don't know how well these would be reviewed. I think they need to be fixed a little bit more, and maybe if it had the tagline that it was made by fans, critics wouldn't go so hard on it, so maybe they should go down that route to fix the adventure game's reputation. And you know, that's kind of the hardest part about porting the adventure games in Sonic Heroes. It's the fact that these games are very important to Sonic, and a lot of fans love them, but with the success of Sonic recently with the Sonic movie and now Sonic Origins, like, does Sega really want to re-release these games and kill that hype? It's kind of harsh, and I kind of feel bad for Sega because it's hard to release these games when you know that it might not be received very well. Sega is kind of in a rough spot right now with the adventure games. Like, what do they even do with those games? Because, let's be honest here, guys, you can't really re-release these games without it getting negative reception. I feel like critics are just gonna tear this game apart no matter how many fixes there are to the game, which is unfortunate because these games are really good. And as much as I really don't like some of my favorite games being remade, because I feel like remakes kind of hurt the magic, I think that the only way that the adventure games can get a positive reception again is if they remake Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I think that's literally the only way that critics won't tear these games apart. And that's the saddest part about Sonic's history of 3D titles. I don't think critics will ever like the adventure games until it's remade, and that's unfortunate. So, will Sega re-release these games? I don't know. I surely hope so, but I can see why they don't want to. And that's really all I gotta say. So if you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, hit that bell if you want to be notified of my future videos. Anyways, I love you guys. Adios. My chill members are Boys Co, Electro Pirate, Epic Gaming with George, Speeder Light, Sonic Man 715, Snick, Storm, Archer XYZ, JNXV, Rockum K, Sonic Up, Thomas One Ride, Chip Chop Chop Escape, Sonic Pip the Squeaker Nerd, Super Shax Boom, Sonic Extreme, and Super Saiyan Sonic. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. You guys went out your way to help me. I can't repay that, bro. Like, you guys keep this channel going. You don't understand, man. I appreciate all my channel members. Yeah. I don't really know what to say at the end of this one. I'm kind of at a loss of words. So we're going to make this another appreciation for you guys. You guys are awesome. I might be doing a Sonic Adventure stream here soon because that's what you guys voted. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Anyways, I love you guys. Adios.